Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome again to Choices Finding Your Joy. Oh, I'm just so happy to have everyone with us today, and I am really excited to share the beautiful lady I have as my guest today. I have Ilona Selke, and she is an international best-selling author, a seminar leader, lecturer, musician, CEO, founder of Living from Vision. Over 30 years, Ilona has inspired thousands of people to discover the power of the consciousness and create a successful life. I am so thrilled to have you, Ilona.
Hi there.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Paula. I'm glad to see you, and I'm so excited that you've dedicated your life to help people discover all these tools. I mean, without you, how would voices get into the world, right? So thank you for your work and your contribution to teaching people. And we all pull on the string, and all of us listening are lighthouses. We
Yes.
can share the show and books and inspirations to make this place a better world, including our own.
Together we make a difference, don't we?
Yes,
Oh, gosh.
let's do it. Let's
Oh,
really
I love
discover what makes the magic happen on this planet.
it. Ilona, give the audience a bit of your background and tell us, what brought you to where you're at today.
Well, my background just brought me out of Bali from our retreat center called Shambhala. It's called Heaven on Earth. And it's one of those where I said, well, later on when I'm old, I want to have maybe a bed and breakfast. And then jokingly, I said to other people, I'll have my own ashram. And then someday in Bali, people said, you should move here. You should do this. You need to do this, that, and the other. And it's like, whatever we just say jokingly, it comes to you. So be aware of what you say. But I started out, was born in the Himalayas to German parents, and my father died there early when I was 2. So my mom, the only breadwinner, had to go to school, study university, and she studied how to teach people how to reach into the divine. And luckily, and because we didn't have a babysitter at the time, and my grandmother was overloaded at times. She did most of the time work, raise us with my granddad, but she took us on these seminars that she took herself or gave herself. So I was from age 4 involved with seminars, learning and teaching how to teach people to reach, to connect to the invisible. Now, how good is that? Now, it's like the kids who are, in Germany, we say, shoemakers stick with your shoes, and the son of the shoemaker should become a shoemaker. Well, in my case, it actually turned out that way. I didn't do it the traditional way, but I am doing it in the new age way, in the alternative way, because I think more and more of us are looking for a way to discover that which lies beyond and is invisible, but somehow is regular, predictable. It's a divine making sense. It's like divine order. And yet we don't want to buy into regular religions maybe anymore, because the stories that they tell us are a little bit outdated. They were good for people 2,000 years ago and or around that time. But modern days, all of us are hearing scientists talk, and then we're supposed to buy these old stories. And that gives a disconnect in our brain. So what I'm doing in my book, Dream Big, The Universe is Listening, it's called Dream Big, The Universe is Listening. Here, I have a cover right here. So it's creating a better world for yourself and the planet. But the subtitle, I find, is the most important message. It's, we have a universe that's listening, and we need to learn how to communicate with that effectively. And it takes it a little bit out of this goal setting, and I want this, and I want to manifest my car. I'm talking about once you co-create and really know how to set that communion up with the bigger universe, the bigger self, the bigger structure, and yourself down in this form, the more you're likely to create a better life for yourself as well as for others. And the more you realize that life is not random, and it's not meant for suffering. Suffering is for everybody who didn't figure out that the universe is listening. Suffering is a sign that we're running against a wall. So let's take our suffering and say, where am I hurting? And then talk to it. And I describe what to do in my book when things are not working, as well as how to talk to the universe so you create what you really want. And in my book, I don't know if did you read the part where I was a 10-year-old figuring out how the universe works? I was 10 years old and I thought I figured it out. I wanted to always be, the genie that manifests things by wiggling her nose. And I thought, okay, I've got it. I figured it out. Every time I didn't want something, I got it. And so what I learned is the universe is listening, but it always gives me what I don't want. So I said, okay, I'm going to test this. And for Christmas, I said, I don't want a bike. No bike. No bike. And I always say on radios, it's easy to do. If you listen, if I tell you don't think about a pink elephant, what do you think about?
A pink elephant.
There you go. I thought of when I said no bike, dear universe, no bike for Christmas, please. What did I think about?
Bike.
A bike. So the number one thing is when you say don't, no, I don't want to, you have to think of what it is you don't want, and that's the part the universe gets. Yes. It doesn't hear the no part. The no doesn't, it doesn't like have the bicycle and then flashes it away. I mean, there's the elephant, pink. Don't think about it.
And I have to say, Ilona, I have that mindset with my pets.
Yes.
You don't want to say, don't bark.
There you go.
What does the dog hear? Bark. Yes.
Exactly. And he goes, huh? Don't bark, bark, bark. And yes. And when I swam with dolphins, I wrote a book called Wisdom of the Dolphins, also available on Amazon. And it was a bestseller in Germany in its 8th printing. And it's now on Amazon for sure. You can still order it through bookstores. But I talk about how I telepathically communicated with dolphins. And what I learned is the same thing. I would swim in this ocean and go, oh, yes, real soon now they're going to be here. Real soon now they're going to be right around. But real soon wasn't now. It was like, the donkey that has a stick in front of the nose. Yeah. It's going and having the carrot in front of it always this far away. So I realized dolphins listen to the end result picture you hold. So when I taught handicapped children, I took handicapped children a number of years out into the wild with dolphins under tutelage. We had supervision. Each child had one adult, actually teacher with them. We had a sponsor sponsoring all that. And we did research a couple years in a row. I taught the children to imagine what they wanted to experience. And so we guided them through, step by step, how to feel that they were in their ideal image and feeling of having the dolphin around them. And the dolphins, for one girl, it was one on either side. For another one, she wanted to have one straight on. For another one, she wanted to be in the middle of this swirl. I was swimming with one girl, and she had asked me, do you think dolphins fight? And so when I took her in the water, I'd never seen this before. We were in deeper water than I'd been before because we took a different boat that day. And the dolphins were in a spiral underneath of us, and it was all juvenile dolphins, almost like a pre-adolescent school of younger dolphins. And they were like making so much noise, and they were groping each other with their teeth and biting each other. And I'm like going, wow, she wanted to know. Now she found out. So dolphins respond with what we have in our mind, just like the universe does. And that's what I learned with the dolphins. What you want is the end result that you hold in your mind. That comes true.
Yes. And isn't it amazing how what we think about and put out there, how huge of an effect that has on then what we create? Just amazing.
So true. It is what we create is what we hold in our mind and in our emotions. So for example, when we think I'm rich, I have $1 million, or I am flying in my Lear jet, and then we go, ha, ha, ha. Or I'm not going to tell that anybody. I'm ashamed that I even have that thought. I don't want to be seen as materialistic or whatever. What, or only rich people get that, and I'm obviously from a different class. Those buts are usually not something we hear very consciously. Those are feelings that come up really quietly. And we need to learn to listen, to scan our body for energies and signs of what our subconscious is saying. Even our superconscious, if we say, oh, I want to live in a big castle, and our soul says, we want you to be more productive in helping the world. Well, I'm not saying that living in a castle cannot be simultaneously one with your purpose, but you have to feel if your wish is in alignment with your soul, it'll manifest it, because all doors of inside your subconscious say yes. But like in my book, Dream Big, I write about a story where I'm sitting in an airplane and I'm flying to teach a dolphin swim seminar, but we're supposed to land in Dulles to take a flight to Miami, and we're delayed because of thunderclouds, and then we're derailed to fly to Baltimore. And the pediatrician next to me, he's like, well, that happens every summer, and now you're going to miss your flight. You're going to get there, get shuttled over to DC in a bus, no less, and then you have to check in and get your next flight. Forget it, you won't arrive tomorrow. Really positive thinking on his part was not happening. So I said, well, sorry, I have a different plan. This is not going to happen. So I'm busy visualizing. I had read this book, Time Shift. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. We're definitely landing in, and I focused on the end result, being on time in Florida at the Dolphin Swim Seminar the next day. So then I'm going, okay, I'm there. And make a long story shorter, the plane lands, they say, welcome in Baltimore. And I'm like, no, this can't be true. I revisualized, I talked to God. I said, God, please, 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 come on. I mean, this is a big mistake. What did I do wrong? And actually, I write the story and describe that I had congratulated myself before the success was evidenced by the sound of the purser saying we landed in DC. I congratulated my husband before then. So I'm going, I'm so sorry, God. Sorry. And I visualized the entire scenario with the proper steps, feeling that I'm really in DC, that I'm flying to Miami. And mostly I said, look, God, whatever it is that is necessary, please make it so. But I think from my limited perspective, all these people are now going to be delayed. United's going to pay a lot of money to ship them around and reschedule them, if at all possible, for the highest good. Could we get me to my seminar on time? The purser comes on, seriously, and says, ladies and gentlemen, I was just informed we actually landed in Washington Dulles Airport, DC. We were all blown away. They had told us we were landing in Baltimore. He had announced, so we're welcome. We're landed in Baltimore. And then I guess they opened the door and somebody in Dulles greeted them, and they were like, oh. So yes. And the number one thing I've learned from creating miracles, and I describe how other people create miracles with the steps that we teach them through the Living from Vision course. It's called Living from Vision. We have a website, livingfromvision.com, but I'm going to give you another website where you can start utilizing your focus on a daily basis. See, people want a miracle, and then they don't want to do the homework. It's like, how do you become a great pianist or a violinist? You practice, right?
Yes.
You learn how to talk to the universe. So I'm going to offer a free app for meditation and focusing your mind, setting your goals in the morning, and then ending your day on a good note so that you can review your day and be grateful about your achievements, equally important. So at the end of the show, I'll tell everybody.
Thank you, Ilona. This is all so fascinating and so beautiful. And you do, and you speak about so many different things. Myself, I love that you talk about telepathic communication with pets. I just find that absolutely fantastic. For someone that doesn't know what that is, will you tell them about that?
Yeah. Well, we always, see, it has to do with our worldview. What we think is possible starts evidencing itself in our life. Back in the world, when we thought the earth was was flat. We weren't able to circumnavigate it. We wouldn't even dare, right? Because we were going to fall off the edge. So it took a few daring thinkers like Galileo who said it's not flat, and then explorers who went out and said, let's prove it. And that's what we're doing right now. We're all saying the world is not 3D like we think. It's not haphazard, and it has to do with your consciousness. And quantum physics says so. Now, apply this to your pets. If the universe is made out of consciousness, and consciousness expresses itself in form, then maybe animals have consciousness. You know, until not too long ago, we even thought that certain kind of colored humans did not have real souls. Can you believe that? We have, I mean, it is heart-wrenching when we think how limited we as humans are and how arrogant we think we know the answers. So here we need to be explorers and prove ourselves that things are different. So the way I proved it, one of those telepathic moments with myself, I said, we had a mouse problem. We built our house here on an island and we were surrounded by trees. And I said, we have a mouse, we need a cat. But I need a Garfield. I need a Garfield guarding my house. So I imagined Garfield over top of our geodesic dome house. And Garfield came. The next day, a Garfield cat stood in front of my balcony. I'm like, whoa, that was fast. The next day, a not so pretty Garfield, but equally bushy cat comes and adopts me. She will not leave because she has pussy eyes, is ugly. When you pet her, the fur flies, but I feel really sorry for this cat and I take her on, and I can't take him into the house because my husband has an allergy for cats, but I leave her, make her a house. And in the winter, I put a heating pad in there, you know? So one day, you know, I'm like going, well, she's lived here and I fed her. I said, dear cat, you need to catch me some mice. I mean, I'm feeding you. You need to do some work. The next day, she drops me a mouse in front of my steps to the doorway, to the entrance. Another time, I'm sitting, I'm a writer, was writing on a book. She comes into my mind and she says, come out the door. It's 10 o'clock at night, I think. Well, she should be sleeping. She never is up that time of night. Come out, go see me. Okay, so I'm like going, okay, what do I have to lose? I go out, I open the door. She doesn't greet me like she would if she really wanted to see me. But she is sitting on the balcony. We have a first level entrance, and she looks down at our car in our driveway. She's sitting there staring at it. So I go, I better look. As I look down at it, there's a light on in the car. A light on in the car, meaning the door was ajar, which meant something was up. And that's what she wanted to tell me. What I knew is, like I said to my husband, he said, we're so lucky that she alerted us. The battery would have been empty tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She did this twice. 2 times she called me. I responded. Now, granted, I've practiced telepathy with animals and with humans, and it just takes persistence. And people who do the courses that we offer, like Living from Vision, they say the side effect for visualization and communicating with the universe is that you become receptive not only to your own internal dimensional talk, but also to animals. So this is something we all can practice.
Yes, yes. How fun is that?
How fun is that? When animals can tell you what they feel and you feel like you have a dialogue, you know? But you have to practice until you know you have accurate messages. Yes. I don't really like it when people say, oh yeah, I'm talking to the dolphins. They're telling me we're all this. You know, it's like, do some experiments. Find out if what they told you somehow pans out. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, if you like a telepathy story, I was with dolphins in my book, Wisdom of the Dolphins. I write about it. I was on a boat. We owned a dolphin boat as well for 10 years, research boat. And I said, how can I help you? And at one point I went in the water with that thought, how can I help you? But so here's the picture I got. They flashed this picture into my mind of an underwater atomic bomb going off. And they said, we need help. And I'm like going, whoa, underwater. I didn't know they did this. This was probably in the mid to early 90s. Maybe 93, 94. On the way back from that trip, I am in Miami. I come by one of those newspaper stands, and it has a newspaper, Time magazine, with the headlines, the French government wants to renew an underwater atomic bomb explosion. Stared me right in my face, and I'm like going, it just had come out, and I'm like going, how did the Dolphins know? See, it would be one thing if I read the newspaper, which I didn't. That was the first time where I'm like getting feedback. They told me it's actually in reality. They wanted me, they said, we need help with that. Okay, so how do I help with that? How I did that is we can communicate with time, space, with the universe. It's sort of like a holographic, maybe even like a holodeck story, if you like Star Trek. Like that kind of, but you are a co-writer. Everybody is. And your story, if we overlap, we have a vibration that matches, we meet. If not, you play over there, I play over here in my sandbox. This universe allows a lot of stories, a lot of different stories. But some people, and we all know that, we vibe with some people and we don't with others. So the Dolphins told me to help with that, and how I did it, and how I talked with the universe and reshifted, maybe only for myself, but then Greenpeace called me months later and said, we want to let you know France canceled their experiment. But how and what I did, you can read in my book, Dream Big. I know that part you can read in Wisdom of the Dolphins. It actually, you can get it for free if you want to read a PDF. You can buy it on Amazon, but you can get to livingfromvision.com, livingfromvision.com, and download that book. How you can get the free app, I'll tell you in a minute. But I'm babbling, and we're probably already up to the end of the story.
I can imagine what it was like spending so much time with dolphins.
Oh, it was amazing, amazing, amazing. They are the angels of the sea. Like I've seen handicapped children who couldn't talk, wouldn't touch a person, after 1 week, swim with them in the wild, never caught earth, never given dead fish to eat. The girls started talking.
Yes.
The teachers who were with me said, don't bother asking her questions, she won't answer. I said, well, I just did a guided meditation. I expected the dolphins were doing their miracle. And I said, what does it look like? And she said, blue. And the teachers were like, oh, the forbidden thing. I did what they expected. I didn't listen to their don't talk to the girl thing. And then she started hugging everybody. So and millions of stories in the book, Wisdom of the Dolphins. The other book, Dream Big, The Universe is Listening, has manifestation techniques and what to do when you run into a blockage, what not to do and what to do, and also how to deal with the negative feelings that everybody has, you know.
Yes. And you have so many awesome topics that you discuss, but I really love discussing daily miracles.
Yes.
Would you like to touch on that for us? The daily miracles that are out there.
Daily miracles. It is, basically the synchronization of your thoughts, feelings, and external reality. The synchronization of your pure clarity as to what is true and important to you. I mean, I live in just yesterday, I needed something sent to me yesterday. And unfortunately, I'd seen that the UPS shipment had canceled, and I said, this can't be. But then I also called and I said, no, we did put it in, but it was later than we thought. So I said, I need it today. Like, I need it, absolute need it. And I sat out and I said, why don't I do what I tell my clients to do? Sit and visualize UPS is driving up right now, and I hold the package in my hand. And the moment I got that feeling, inner voice just, mind you, I was sitting here in my little island home, our 3-story geodesic dome that we built with our own hands, but I was topless and sitting there in the sunshine going, UPS is driving up right now and bringing me the package. Yes, I can feel it. Yes, I can almost hear it. An inner voice said, put your bikini top on. So I reached for my bikini top, just about to put it on, a truck sound comes. I go, could this already be? So I just have enough time to wrap up the guys already right in my driveway. And I'm like going, sorry for the attire. Thank you for the package.
I love it. Oh, well, yeah. We are just about out of time, but please share with everyone the special little surprise that you were going
Yes.
to offer them.
Okay. All right. If you're ready to practice focusing your mind into a positive direction and give your soul the vacation it deserves every morning, 12 minutes, it's all that our soul really needs. I mean, it's not all, it could be longer, but it's a minimum that we can give ourselves, right? In the busy demands on ourselves. I'm giving away a free app. It's 2 meditations, a morning one and an evening meditation. It's goal setting, it's focusing, and it's manifesting skills, all wrapped into one 12-minute exercise, either AM and PM, called Living from Vision Light app. So to get the app, go to my website, ilonaselke.com. And if you can see my name, I don't know if everybody can see the name. It's Ilona, all one word later on in Ilona, Ilona, S like in star, ELKE.com, and download my app for free. And you can get started in your day focusing on what is important to you, focusing on your soul, and also what you want to manifest. And the steps to get there are simple in that you decide what you want, you visualize it, and you feel it. Now, visualizing doesn't have to be clear, bright, whatever. It's just knowing what you want, but make a little scene and then feel as if you've arrived at the destination. That's the magical part. And I'll guide you through the meditation every day.
Oh, that trust. I love it. Oh, Ilona, you are so awesome. I just
Thank you.
enjoyed you. Oh my gosh.
Thank
Thank you so much for this.
Sama sama, as they say in Bali, sama sama. It's like,
Sama.
it's the same for me as same for you. I appreciate you, and it's being received with love and honor like you do. It makes my heart sing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everyone out there, love, hugs, and blessings. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ilona.
Thank you, Paula. Bye.
Bye.
Namaste.